What's going on? Little life update here. It's November 20th. I've been on raw liquids only for the last month. Actually even longer. So at the beginning of October, I started all liquids. Went the first 2 weeks, fruit juices and raw sprouted protein powder and herbal teas. Some raw foodists might not consider herbal teas raw, but whatever, I use herbs. Herbal teas, fruit juice, and raw sprouted protein. Pineapple grape juice was most of it. And then I went and saw an old friend, and he owns a raw vegan cafe. And I wanted to go and eat some raw vegan food because I've been high raw vegan for the last 5 years, mostly fruit. During those years, it was very common to me to have cooked vegan dinner that was jasmine rice, romaine lettuce, eggplant or zucchini usually, and then fava bean tofu. I was using regular tofu, but when I found out about fava bean tofu, I switched to fava bean tofu. For those unfamiliar, fava bean tofu essentially has twice the amount of protein per calorie. It is like twice the price or more, so it depends on what's worth it to you. If you want to eat more for the same price, then you would get the regular tofu. But if you don't like soy and you just want to get dense protein or whatever, so you decide. But that was me. So jasmine rice, romaine lettuce, tofu, and then usually zucchini or eggplant. And then at one point I was making homemade tomato soup, which I have to look on my phone and see if I have an old recipe of it. I might. I deleted a lot of my cooked stuff because I was focusing on raw, but I've been a chef my entire life since I was very young, and it's something I'm passionate about, but I do thrive on raw fruits, and so yeah, I guess I'm still coming to a healthy balance for how I want to exist instead of staying so rigid like I have in the past. But essentially, yeah, so I had the raw food at the cafe, it was good, but I went back to just the liquids. And then one or two other times in October, I went and had the old dinners I would have, like the rice veg salad dinner, tofu, curries. Sometimes I would just make it like a curry-ish, spice-wise. And then to see how I felt like after going raw. You clear out your body a lot when you're doing it in just liquids, and I do a lot of cleansing as well, different protocols. I do consultations for that. I don't do tons of them because they're not the most joyous for me, but they are a service that is very valuable and helps others, and it changed my life, so I feel that I do have to provide that to an extent karmically. And but yeah, so had those dinners, went back to all raw, and then November just said, like, okay, cool, I experimented, now let me go back to fully raw. And I've just been on fully raw liquid since November 1st, so the last 3 weeks, but it's been longer because it was in October. And yeah, it's colder now. It was really nice. It was like summer here with the intensity of the sun, so I brought a little California energetically with me to sustain. But now the season's turned, and you can definitely tell the skies are gray, overcast behind me. The last of the fall leaves are about to fall. The ones in the back have already had their turn, and now the season's turning. So with the intensity of the physical training I do, and I do a lot, 2 to 3 hours in the gym every day, and then 2 to 3 hours on the drums, and maybe 2 hours like skating and more walking and biking and something. Like, I'm always active. This is me sitting for the day. I don't sit and relax and do anything. So this is me sitting, and then I'll go and be active. But like when I sit or rest, it's when I'm going to bed at 12 to 1 in the morning and getting up at 5:55. And so yeah, so that's the backstory. Long story short, actually it was only 5 minutes, wasn't that long. And so yeah, there are a couple other things on the horizon. A friend and former coworker is opening his own restaurant. He's a great chef, and I'm pretty sure it's a plant-based thing because when I worked with him, it was in a plant-based kitchen. And yeah, I in that environment, it was unsustainable because I, of course, live a high juice-based life, even if I eat cooked vegan food. And I know that, yeah, in environments like that, you're way too sensitive living off of raw liquids to be around to be around everything that goes on in the kitchen, even a clean vegan kitchen. So I'm linking up with him this week, and just a couple other things. I want to have some. It's Thanksgiving, and I don't celebrate holidays traditionally the way most people do, but I have a regard for connecting, and living off of all fruit juice is pretty isolating, and it's cool that I can share it with people. But like, yeah, throughout your day, how you might have like a little treat here or there, or you get to enjoy something on the weekends, or for dinner after work, or you look forward to. Those things are kind of removed from the discipline of my lifestyle. So yeah, it'll be pretty cool. But I'm making this video to say that I am embracing the change in season, and yes, I'm gonna have my first solid food in at least 3 weeks, but pretty much like a month, realistically like 7 weeks, 2 months. But yeah, so here we go, some grapes, instead of making grape juice, and I still totally will use all the juice for my workouts because it's like fuel for me. But I'm going to just be realistic because I'm still a human, and yeah, I don't know anybody else around me that's lived off of like fruit juice for the last month plus only, training to the extent I do. So cheers, and God bless everyone, and yeah, this is the best. Also, even though I've been training, and usually when you see people training, great crunchy grapes by the way, their faces start to get chiseled and become more defined, like if they're on a cut or if they're really getting their stuff together. And while that has happened in ways, and also for my body, it's been like months, like 2 months. Even before that, I lived mostly off fruit juice, but the amount of chewing I experience in a day, and then a week and a month and months on end, compared to the average person just having their meals throughout the day or snacks here or there or whatever. Like, yeah, I don't do chewing, and I try and chew my juices, but just like weights in the gym, the stress on your muscles and your joints and your jaw, everything, the cartilage, is beneficial. Weight training is beneficial for your bones, all of these things. So the jaws, it's a muscle and a bone as well. So I totally have noticed, and you could probably see it in some of my videos, that while I have somewhat of a defined face still because of my fitness and training, there's a softness and undeveloped aspect of my face because all of these muscles haven't been getting trained. And so that's an important part of why I want to be eating solid foods as well, aside from just having my liquids. And all liquids are great for cleansing. My lifestyle I'm currently living is not a cleansing lifestyle, it's a building lifestyle, so it's beneficial for not accruing too much metabolic waste and inflammation by being on such a cleansing lifestyle. But I'm not actually receiving all the benefits as if I was on a month plus of all fruit juices, because I'm having raw sprouted protein powders, which are beans and seeds and different things like that, and even rice. And so yeah, like it is cleansing to an extent, but for the life I live, it's not cleansing at all. It's a building phase. Your body can be in a building mode or a cleansing mode, and fruits like this and fruit juices, that's cleansing. Green juices, we look at them as cleansing to an extent, they are, but they're actually building. They're builders. I feel I've been rigid enough on all liquids, all raw. I know what works for me. And like anything in life, everything has an effect and a response to it. And I'm aware that by choosing to consume, if you go and have some cooked foods after living a lifestyle like this, you will experience a suppression in the clarity of your consciousness, the overall energetic vitality of your physical being and your vessel, and yeah, your aura, your presence. I'm gonna wake up, I'll have like bags under my eyes. It'll be like I went drinking. Even if I eat like a super clean cooked vegan food. But that's life. You want to be resilient, and yeah, my body's in a much better spot than it has been in the past. With all the training, I'm on a regimen of a lot of herbs. Herbs are great for my organs, so everything is getting stronger and tonified. So I will be able to, I feel, be more resilient to any cooked food I do have. And I might just start having like a veggie broth or something at first, where it is technically cooked, but it's like pretty much what I'm consuming. And I'm not going to go too back into like stuff with like lots of oils in it or like heavy amounts of salt. Like those just aren't good. They're just not good. And processed food is just like, yeah, that's just written off for me in general. Anytime I've tried to have stuff like that in the past, it feels horrible because it's not food. But yeah, wanted to make this video. Thanks so much for joining. Crunchy grapes. And yeah, if you celebrate the holidays, I hope you have an incredible experience with your family and loved ones, and you can learn something from my experience and make sure to connect with them, because it feels really good to connect with people instead of just be isolated. So have a great day.